What it is, what it does, what it do, YouTube. Infamous Harrison here, coming at you once again with another video. But first and foremost, thank y'all for the views and everything on that last video that talked about the female characters and the female leads in video games. If you haven't seen it, please go check that out. Tell me what you think. You know, leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. But okay. Alright, y'all. I want to get some things off my chest here, because certain things that I saw on social media have been kind of bugging me. And okay, it's pretty much like this. Somebody has sent me a post that was on social media, that was on Instagram. They were saying how Spiderman had sold more copies than Batman. And it's like, okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Okay, yeah. This new Spider-Man game, you know, it came out, what, last year? You know, the more recent Spider-Man game that came out. And, you know, they was bragging to him about, oh, it sold more copies than Batman. And what kind of bothered me about this whole thing is, like, are y'all really serious? Now, this is my opinion now. Now, what I'm getting ready to say, or I'm getting ready to go and, you know, spat out to y'all, this is just my personal opinion. This isn't facts. This isn't something that I want you to think, or something that, you know, oh, you have to think like me, or you're wrong, or you're, you know, or you're a moron, blah, 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 silly stuff like that. I'm not here to go and do that. I'm not here to go and belittle nobody, or go and, you know, mock or criticize anybody. Only thing I'm doing is giving my opinion or criticizing what was said in the post. And pretty much they were saying the only reason why I have a problem with it, or a criticism with it, is because it's like, why are you acting like this Batman game? I'm sorry, not the Batman game. I apologize. Why this Spider-Man game has been around, like, has been here for a minute, and it's like the game had just got made like a year ago. And then it's kind of funny how before the game, you know, even got published or whatever like that, everybody was over here crying, saying, oh my god, we need an awesome Spider-Man game. Oh my god, we need a good Spider-Man game. They're never gonna make a good Spider-Man game. Then this game comes along and people's prayers were finally answered. And now all of a sudden now this game is so good. Now you want to sit up here and tell me that, you know, oh, it sold more copies than Batman. And okay, true. It may have sold more copies or whatever. Alright, I'll give you that. But the only reason why I'm getting mad, or I'm feeling some type of way, is that you got some of these people out here, they over acting like, you know, because Spider-Man sold more copies, that pretty much the Arkham series was trash. And it's like, the Arkham series was not trash. The Arkham series was good. I mean, even like the prequel was good. So how you gonna sit up here and have the audacity to say, or not even really say, or you have the audacity to act like the Arkham games, you know, weren't that great? You know, they were just mediocre. And it's like, they were not mediocre. They were good. It's like from Arkham Asylum all the way to Arkham Knight. Even the prequel Arkham Origins game wasn't that bad. Even though people were criticizing that game, was saying how it was flawed and it was this, it was that. Okay, I mean, there's no such thing as a perfect game. There's no such thing as a perfect movie or whatever. Everything is gonna go and have its flaws. But all in all, Arkham was a pretty, like, the Arkham series was a good series. All these games was good. All these games was fire. And like, and it just kept getting better and better. Now the only thing I can say that I really don't know, or don't have that much what I can say I have that much knowledge on, is the Telltale Batman games. Now that I don't know. So I can't tell you whether that's trash or not. I need to go and play that, and then I'll give you my hot take on it. But until then, I can't really speak on that. I can only speak on the games that I've played, and I've played all the Arkham games, and all the Arkham games have been good. The storylines have been good. Gameplay has been good. I mean, they even did like a whole Return to Arkham like little thing. Well, you know, they made a CDs. It was like Return to Arkham. So pretty much he was playing all the Arkham games. So he's pretty much, it was the same thing. He's pretty much getting Batman, but this time you get all the Batman games on one CD. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is like, don't sleep on Batman. Everybody over here want to go and sleep on Batman. Like, man, it sold more copies than Spider-Man. Oh, this is trash. This is trash because Spider-Man sold more copies. Like, so what? It's like, you got a lot of different games. You got a lot of different movies or whatever. You know, they may have sold copies. They may have broken the box office. But does that necessarily mean it was good? Now, but when it comes to Spider-Man, now, I'm not trying to go and sleep on Spider-Man. Like, I've played Spider-Man. I've not beaten it yet. However, it is a good game. I'm not saying Spider-Man is a bad game. Now, I'm not saying that one game is better than the other, but all I'm just saying is like, why y'all trying to sleep on Spider-Man? Why y'all trying to sleep on Batman like Batman wasn't good? And then, like what I said before, there hasn't been a really good solid Spider-Man game in like 10 years or more. Meanwhile, Batman came out, what was that, 2009, 2008, somewhere around that time, because I remember getting it like, you know, when PS3 was, you know, hot and still relevant or whatever. I remember getting Asylum. I remember over here like getting all hyped for Arkham City. I believe I pre-ordered Arkham City, and I pre-ordered Arkham Origins, and I did pre-order Arkham Knight. So it was about like three Batman games that I wouldn't pre-order. So it was like, Batman, it just seemed to just like each game just got a little bit better over time with certain things in the game. So you can't sit here and say that the Arkham series was no good, especially Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight went like all out, and I guess the Rocksteady knew that they really couldn't top like Arkham Knight, or like this was gonna be like the conclusion of the Arkham series, because I mean, all those games were awesome. And I know I keep saying that, I keep giving these games these praises. I mean, because what else can I really go and say? I mean, there's nothing really else to say but good things about the Arkham series. But like I said, that kind of just bugged me to no end, how some of these people are acting like, you know, like some have forgotten like the dark times when Spider-Man had made like some really trash games, and the only decent Spider-Man games that they had, it was like a handful of decent Spider-Man games that they had. Now, like the first one that was on PS1, I mean, it wasn't like the greatest, but I mean, it was good because, you know, it gave you what you wanted. I mean, you know, you was Spider-Man, it had like the villains, Venom was in it. I mean, it had pretty much everything you would want it in Spider-Man. It seemed kind of reminiscent of like the cartoon show. They used to come on Saturday. That's what it kind of put me in the, or at least that's what it kind of reminded me of, like the first Spider-Man that was on PS1. But Spider-Man 2 like really like stepped its game up, because it did like so much in that game, because it gave you like a bunch of side stories, it gave you villains. It was like it had side missions in the game that interconnected, like, with the events that happened in the movie. And I thought that was pretty cool, though. And like the mechanics, the game mechanics in Spider-Man 2 is just amazing. And like now, the current Spider-Man game that we got now, I mean, it's pretty much on the same level that Spider-Man 2 is on, if not maybe a step better, a step further. But okay, getting back, because I know I went a little off topic. But yeah, we were in the dark times, the dark ages, where after Spider-Man 2, like no other Spider-Man game could really be up to par with that. Like Spider-Man 2 pretty much set the bar for Spider-Man games. And like no other game could really be on that level. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had a few decent Spider-Man games. They had, you know, what was that? Shattered Dimensions. What? Then they had like the little watered down kid version, that Friend or Foe or whatever. But I mean, Friend or Foe, it was okay, but it wasn't all like that great. And then like, don't even get me started with the Amazing Spider-Man games, like, cause those games were just straight up trash. Like, oh my god. And I'm sorry, like, there may be people out there that actually enjoy like the Amazing Spider-Man like 1 and 2, but I for one did not enjoy that. And I'm sorry, like, that's just my opinion. Like I said, I'm just stating my opinion. I'm not trying to tell you how to think. I ain't trying to tell you how to speak or think or feel. You could feel however you want to. You could agree with me or you could disagree. But right now, I'm just telling you what I feel right now. And I felt that those games weren't that good. And like I said, we were living in some dark times where we didn't have a decent Spider-Man game. And now we finally go and get one. Everybody want to sit up here and act like, you know, like Batman did not deliver. And that's the reason why I'm over here ranting right now, is because everybody act like, you know, like Batman or like Rocksteady did not deliver some solid, you know, did not deliver some solid Batman games. Like Batman was just trash from the get-go. And it was like, I don't know. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be taking this the wrong way or misunderstanding, you know, why people are just going oohing and ahhing over the sales. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But in conclusion, all I have to say about, like I said, about this little thing, little online thing that I was telling you all about was simply as this. It's like, I feel that, okay, despite Spider-Man, like this new Spider-Man game, like, it's good, yes, and it sold more copies, but Batman will for always and forever going to be the GOAT. Alright, he will be the GOAT. And there's no denying that. There's no, you know, saying, oh no, Spider-Man takes #1 spot. Like, no, I'm sorry, but Batman will always and forever be the GOAT. Spider-Man, like I said, both of them, I love them both. They're both my favorite superheroes of all times. But like I said, Batman will always and forever be the GOAT. So that's my opinion on this whole matter, y'all. You know, do you agree? Do you disagree? Just let me know in the comments. But okay, now that we got that out the way, there's something else I would like to go and talk about too. I would like to talk about, this time I want to talk about Spider-Man. And no, I'm not going to go in, like what I said earlier, I'm not going to go and disrespect Spider-Man. I'm not going to go and talk about, oh yeah, this game is trash. Oh, it shouldn't have had this. Blah, blah. No. I'm not doing that. However, I do want to talk about like what's going on with Spider-Man and Sony and the MCU. I know everybody and their mom is like talking about it like on YouTube and all that, but listen, I just want to just give you my like my take on this whole thing, like how I feel about Sony, how do I feel about the MCU, and like, you know, how do I feel about Tom Holland. Pretty much, like I said, it's a lot of stuff I want to go and talk about right now. I really don't know where to go and start. But let's see, where should I go and start? How about we talk about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and like the direction that it's headed in. I think I want to start with that first. But before I go and get to that, I just have to say that, you know what, I don't know about everybody else, but I didn't really enjoy Endgame. Endgame to me seemed to be kind of a disappointment. I was expecting, I mean, yeah, we knew it was gonna be like the conclusion to, you know, Avengers and everything like that, you know, like this half a freaking decade build-up of characters and development. I mean, which it was nicely executed, I'll give them that, but I was talking about as far as like the character build-up. But Endgame, I don't know, to me it seemed like it was a bit of a letdown. I was kind of disappointed in the ending, and not just that, it was like all the characters that they had, it was like they destroyed all the characters. It was like, okay, they murdered Iron Man, they emasculated Thor, they emasculated Hulk, where he looks like he's pretty much like the Jolly Green Giant, and he over eating vegan tacos and all this other weirdness. And it's like, why is the Hulk being a vegan and like acting weird, you know? So used to him, you know, just being like the hulking brute and just destroying stuff. Now it's just like, okay, you know what, this is not my Hulk. And then Thor, oh god, they turned him into this sniveling, like, alcoholic, PTSD, like, he's just a wreck. And I don't even understand, I mean, I understand, like, you want to try and make it like a little bit, you know, give it like a little dose of reality, but I mean, they was just taking that like way too far, you know? And I understand it's just a movie, it's not real, but it's like, dude, why y'all add like so much realism to that? And it was just like, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm getting all into Endgame. I'm supposed to be talking about Spider-Man, but to conclude that, all in all, I was not pleased with Endgame. But okay, getting to Spider-Man. Now, you know what, Tom Holland, I don't mind Tom Holland. I mean, he's cool being, you know, like teenage Peter Parker and all that, and you know, he's Spider-Man in the high school days. I mean, because you really didn't get a chance to see that like in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. I mean, you saw like glimpses of it in high school, but it's like they rushed high school so fast where it was like, okay, you know what, forget the high school, you going to college, you college Spider-Man now. So it was like, I don't know. I kind of like the college Spider-Man, like the more mature, like he's out of high school, he's a grown man Spider-Man as opposed to the high school Spider-Man. But hey, that's just me. But okay, getting to this whole Sony MCU thing, it's like, to be honest, I'm kind of glad. Like, I'm kind of glad that they got rid, or I wouldn't say got rid of him, but I'm glad that Sony took Spider-Man out of the MCU. Why do I say that? It's because look at Phase 4. All the movies that they have is pretty much like, you know, to me it looks like it's been agenda driven, where they get like all these female leads, you know, they, you know, all the men are like, something bad or tragic has happened to the men, or like the men are just pretty much useless or just not around, and so now the women are taking charge, like men are just no good for anything. I mean, maybe I'm taking that the wrong way, you know, but it does seem like they had like some sort of weird identity politics agenda thing going on, like what I've been hearing about, like from other YouTubers. Like, at first I didn't want to believe it at first, but like looking at all the stuff that's going on, like with the Lady Thor movie, then they talking about they're gonna have a She-Hulk movie. Now they talking about they're gonna have a all females Avenger movie, and like my thing is like, why? And it's like, okay, it's like this. I wouldn't mind them having a female Avengers like movie or a female Avengers team, period. But my thing is like, why? What is its purpose? What's wrong with the other heroes? What's wrong with the other characters? What was wrong with the original, you know, Avengers team? And then y'all want to sit up here, y'all gonna wait till Black Widow dies and then decide to give her a movie. But hey, we're gonna make it a prequel though. It's like, why didn't y'all just give her a movie when she was still alive, when she was still, you know, alive and relevant? Not saying that she's not relevant anymore, but it's like her character's killed off, so it's like it's gonna lose all credibility. It's gonna lose all, like, it really kind of like lost momentum. It would have felt much better or much more comforting or whatever if she was, you know, alive. People probably would appreciate it more. I don't know, but I'm just giving you my opinion on it, my take on it. I don't know, maybe, like, I'm sure people are probably still going to see the movie anyway, regardless of her, you know, untimely demise in Endgame. But okay, getting back to Spider-Man, the reason why I said I'm glad he left the MCU is because, like, I'm sure it'll be just a matter of time they're going to emasculate Spider-Man. They'll make him less of a, you know, they'll ruin his character somehow, some way, just like how they ruined everybody else's character. Like, you ruined Captain America, you ruined Thor, you ruined Hulk. Like, please, don't ruin Spider-Man. Like, no, we need Spider-Man. Spider-Man, he's the hero that we deserve and the hero that we need. But seriously though, it's like, and you know what kind of grinds my gears about this whole thing? Everybody that's like, you know, bandwagon jumping, you know, these hardcore MCU fans are all like, oh no, Sony's gonna ruin Spider-Man. They don't know how to make good Spider-Man movies. And it's like, here we go again. My, haven't we forgotten that, wasn't it Sony that made, like, you know, Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, you know, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, like the two good Spider-Man movies that they had in the early 2000s? But nah, you know, that was old, right? That was like back in the day, you know, that was good according to early 2000 standards. But here, you know, in 2019, you know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Studios or whatever, they set the bar. So, you know, those movies back then was just trash. Now, I will admit, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, me in my opinion, those movies were trash. It was garbage. Like, I didn't like how they did, you know, really didn't like how they did Spider-Man or Peter Parker. I mean, 'cause I'm not gonna blame Andrew Garfield. I'm more or less blame like the directing and also like the writing for, you know, the characters. Is Andrew Garfield, he did his thing. He did what he was supposed to do, you know, as an actor. And, you know, he did his best. So I'm really not going to go and blame Andrew Garfield. 'Cause I'm not going to lie. At first, I used to be one of those people like, oh my God, Andrew Garfield is like the worst actor. See, but then you have to realize these people, they're actors. They have to work with what has been given to them. And sometimes these actors have been given like crappy scripts and they have to work with it. Some people pull it off well and some people don't pull it off well at all. So anywho, getting back to what I was saying, I'm glad that Spider-Man is going, because like the way that the direction that Sony is going in, it's like they doing all this inclusivity, girl power, I don't need no man, all men are trash type of movies. And you know, they want to try and portray like, oh no, we're not trying to say that, no, we're just taking it in a new direction. But it's like, dude, it seems like y'all bashing men, y'all belittling and emasculating men, you know, making them seem like worthless and useless and dumb. And it's just like, you know, you got all the women, you know, they're just smart and powerful, and you know, they don't struggle and they don't go through, you know, nothing. They're just strong, and you know, they pretty much got them like, you know, kind of like Mary Sue characters. And no, I'm not saying that because that's what, you know, all the rest of the people are saying on YouTube. Like I said, I have eyes, I have ears, I see, I listen, I see what's going on, and I'm not stupid. But anywho, all in all, I'm kind of glad that he's gone. I hope that Sony be able to use him the right way and not try to emasculate him and, you know, get woke. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Tell me what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Remember the 4 things: stay watching, stay gaming, thank Jesus. Peace out.